See if I can bring this light a little closer. See if that helps. That's fine. Just gonna sit here and see who wants to start their week with a reading. That. Beautiful day out. I was getting sleepy. Getting really sleepy and also avoiding homework. Just saw 111 on the ticker. Also, the other reason I'm here today is because I've been getting flickering lights all morning. So that's how I know spiritual senses and everything else is heightened. That's one way that I get indicators when I'm in a great spiritual space. So flickering lights all morning in various different parts of the place here, and also something that's not even connected to the electricity. So yeah, it's all good. Just avoiding homework and also unpacking and all various forms of anything not considered fun, in my opinion. So I guess, let's see, I still haven't learned to do my own chats on here. What is this? Yeah, I haven't learned how to do my own chats. Automatic chat translation. Okay. Hello. Hello, Ankita. Hello, AG. You have no money. You hungry? Oh, okay. You might want to pray on that. You guys fire up the comments for me. Thank you all for being here. If you want a reading, they are $10. 10 US dollars. You can send that in the chat with your question. One question for $10, okay? So that's what we're doing. Not doing any free readings today. That is a very good price for a very high value reading. You can start your week off with that, okay? Hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button, and also if you wanted to, 111 on the ticker again. I keep seeing that. That's the second time since I logged in that I've seen that. So give me that thumbs up, you guys, and also fire up the comments. Put your favorite emojis in the comment section. Let's get the live pushed out. If you want a reading, they are 10 US dollars in a super chat for one question, okay? And if somebody can put that in the comment section for me, that would be wonderful. Thank you for the like and the subscribe. I appreciate that. Not doing any free readings today, but I do appreciate it. I don't do free readings anymore. So go ahead and fire up that comment section. Put your favorite emojis in the comments for me. Okay. All right. Go ahead and take this down. It's feeling kind of tight. It was fine for a few minutes. All right. That's better. It feels a little less heavy. Okay. I guess I'll just sit here and play in my hair. If you guys want a reading, it's 10 US dollars, okay? Leave it in the super chat, one question. All right, $9.99, however you want to put it in a super chat. I'll be happy to answer your questions for you. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, fire up the comments for me. I would do all of that, but the internet is down over here in certain, on some of my devices it's fine, on others it's not. All right, so go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you haven't already, and leave your super chat with your question so that we can do a reading for you. Okay? All right. Just happy to be here. Happy to be offering this service for you. Okay. Yeah. The internet has been down out here for over 24 hours now. And they keep saying, now, somebody tell me if you've ever heard of this, that the provider is updating. Hey, Pamara. Um, the provider is updating their firewall. So that's why we haven't had internet for over 24 hours. Have you guys ever heard of that? It sounds more like to me they didn't pay the bill. So y'all let me know. I might have to go and get a separate internet for myself because I work online and I go to school online, so I can't have internet down. Yeah. And I got bills due. I can't even get in to pay them unless I go elsewhere. And why pay for a place that has internet if you gotta drive elsewhere to use the internet? Makes no sense to me. But anyway, you guys fire up the comments for me. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. If you'd like a reading, it's $10 per question. You can leave that in a super chat with your question. Okay. So. That's kind of how that's going. Mm-hmm. Oh, I sure do wish I knew how to. It never puts it where I can. Okay, you guys, let's come on in the room. Hit that like and subscribe. Fire up the comments. Put your favorite emojis in the comments for me. And go ahead, if you would like a reading, leave a super chat of $10 with your question. One question per $10, okay? Let's go ahead and get this going here. Oh, that feels so good. Wow, it's still going. I can actually feel that reverberating through my body, reverbing through my body. We are holding our bubblegum crystal with black tourmaline traces in it, heart healing, and for spiritual protection. So this is very, very good here. I'm really feeling the essence of it all. The reason I logged in to do readings right now is because I have been triggering flickering lights all morning, which is an indicator to me that my spiritual gifts are very heightened in the moment. There were some thoughts I was having that I suppose my spiritual team decided to validate that I am in the right time, the right space, the right energy. So I decided to log on to do readings. set this up properly because it's about to topple over. That's my cards there. Okay. All right. So, hey Kiki, how you doing? I've been missing you as well. Um, okay, you finally bought the house. I know you've been looking for a while. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So you finally got the house. Did you get the house that you a house that you really really love? I know you had been looking for a while there, so I'm very happy for you. Very happy for you. Can you put in the comments for me so I can pin it if you're still here, Kiki? Let me know if you're still here. Hit that like and hit that subscribe if you guys haven't already, okay? Um, Let me know if you're still here. But I'm so glad you got your house. Okay. And you're still with Mr. I suppose he's happy as well. Your wonderful lover. In Ireland, right? Yeah, it was a long journey. I'm so happy for you. So happy. Can you pin in the comments for me? Can you put it in the comments? In Ireland. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I don't forget, honey. I might forget what I had for breakfast, but I don't forget people who really make a mark on my heart. So, can you put it in the comments? Yes, of course I remembered. Can you put in the comments for me $10 for one question, $10 super chat for one question so I can pin it? For some reason it won't let me put comments. And I haven't figured out how to fix that. And then I can pin it if you don't mind. But of course I remembered. I remember the people who have been supportive, who bless my heart, you know what I mean? Yeah. Very, very happy for you guys. Sorting my cards right now. Thank you, Kiki. I appreciate that. So tell me all about this house. You got time to chat? Tell me all about this house. I'm very interested here. Yes, very, very excited for y'all. Congratulations. It's funny though. I was just thinking this morning. Um, I was sitting over in my atrium, just vibing with my plants and watching. Hey, from Siberia, Logistic. I was sitting in my atrium watching HGTV and vibing, just vibing out. I ate my breakfast over there, and I for some reason I just kind of laid back just to rest my head, and I just saw this big beautiful house in my mind, and I was like, wow, somebody's blessed. That's a lovely house. And I didn't think anything of it, but this is why. Okay, it says big beautiful house. Wow, big beautiful house in the countryside. So much more than what you thought you would get. Yes, yes, yes. It must be the house that I saw. The reason I'm gonna tell you, like, this has to be fate. It has to be kismet because when I was after I got out of the shower this morning and I'm milling about in my place and I'm just, trying to get myself together. The light started flickering over the vanity and just I started getting these weird shifts in my just like how my balance and stuff, and I was like, wow, I must be getting a spiritual surge and didn't think anything of it. I just kept getting ready. Hey Pamera. And so I, went about my morning. I went for my walk. I sat out on the porch and had hot chocolate. Like, I'm just doing my morning. And then I was like, I guess I better eat some breakfast. So I'm over there in my atrium and I see this big, beautiful house. Like I leaned my head back and I closed my eyes and I saw this big, beautiful house. And it was just, beautiful land. And I thought, wow, somebody's blessed. Okay. And then so I came over here to start looking online at some of my assignments for the day. And then this little light that I keep here that's not connected to the place at all, it started flickering. And I'm like, okay, what is all this, light flickering and energy shifting? Like I felt the energy shift several times. And then I was like, well, I may as well just log on to see if anybody wants readings. And come to find out, I was seeing your house. And here you come through to report. So that's so amazing. That for me, that is like confirmation that, um, you know, I used to question a lot when I would get these spiritual surges. I used to just try to, like, brush them away, like, oh, okay, that's just the electricity. But no, it's lots of things that come up, like visions and stuff like that. And I've stopped I've stopped brushing them away. I'm like, oh, okay, we're in tune. And so this is wonderful. Girl, I'm so happy for you because the house that I saw, it is absolutely amazing. It really is. You did your big one on that one, ma'am. You and your mister. So, yeah. I'm so glad you came through. Glad we caught you so you could share that wonderful news. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Very happy for you guys. Yeah. How am I? Recovering, but well. It's been a rough, very, very rough few months, but um, I put some things out in the spiritual realm a few days ago, and I'm starting to get my feet back under me now. So, um, yeah, things were very, very touch and go for a while, but I'm doing better. Yeah, just I'm still here. Whoever and whatever tried to take me out, child, but I, I still together. I'm still here. And, I've been through things in my life, but usually I would have to deal with like one, maybe two things at a time. But this time, every single thing that could go wrong did go wrong. And I was juggling multiple, pretty much just multiple events at one time that were very, very, it was just grueling. The entire thing was a lot. So, uh, I survived it. Um, like I said, I'm still trying to get my feet under me, but yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, more steady. I just have to at this point I have to get more rest than anything because I have been doing a lot of spiritual work on top of like homework, which is its own thing, child. But I only got 7 more weeks of school left for this semester, and I'm excited for that. I can just make it through these next 7 weeks and have the summer off. That'll be amazing. Oh, Kiki, you got time, girl? I got a story to tell. I got. You wouldn't believe what happened the other day, girl. You got time, girl? Let me tell you what happened. Okay. if you don't got time, I'm gonna tell it for the people who come later. So, um, I was okay, good. You listening. Okay. I was what was I doing? I get okay, so I'm on Google, right, as a psychic in my local area. And I get a text message on my business line. The lady asked me, do I do energy clearing? And I have been doing some energy clearing work, but really just online or whatever. And when she asked me, Kiki, I promise you, I immediately knew that I couldn't do energy clearing for her from like remotely, okay? And so I was like, yeah. So she started asking me questions and I'm answering them. And I had to go out that day, and something told me to bring my busker case, which is what I keep all of my reading paraphernalia in, like my crystals, my cards, all of that stuff, my sage, everything. And so I was like, yeah, well, I have an appointment at 3, and then I can come straight to you, not knowing where this woman lived, okay? Not knowing where she lived. And she was like, are you sure? She was like, I can you. I was like, no. I was like, I definitely need to come to you. I don't know why I kept feeling this so strongly that I needed to go to her, right? So we text, and she sends me the address and everything. She already paid up front and stuff. So I was cool with, going out there. I was like, well, I'll let my sister know my location. That way, I'll feel safer. And she was cool with that. So good. So anyway, so she sends me the address and it's 45 minutes away. I'm like, oh crap. But I was like, cool. I was like, cool. As long as I get out of my 3 o'clock appointment and get to her, so I can be back at 6, so I can be at work, right? So I'm trying to squeeze her in this 3 hour window with a hour and a half drive both ways. Girl, I don't know what the hell I be doing. I just be working. Okay, so anyway, I'm on my way there. And the closer I get to her, the more I can start to feel the pull and the push. It was a push pull. It was like, come help. But at the same time, whatever she needed protection from was pushing back on me. And I kid y'all not, the thing clipped that energy clipped my GPS. Now, I don't know where this woman lives. And so my GPS goes completely out. Okay. And then finally, I get it to where I can hear the GPS, but I can't see it. I can't see the map. It's just black. Everything is black. And I'm like, okay, as long as I can hear it, hopefully I can find the place. Because I like to track the UPS. You know how you track the GPS while you're, rolling with it? Honey, I didn't have none of that. All I had was my ears. Okay. So anyway, the closer I get, weird things start happening. Like there are people darting in and out of traffic. I almost ended up in a 3-car wreck. I'm like, okay. So I started holding my crystal, one I wear around my neck, and I'm just talking to whoever my spirit team is. And I'm like, look here now. I'm not going to get taken out trying to go help nobody. Y'all going to have to do your job, okay? So things smoothed out from there. I get to their land. They live on like this plot of land. And they have a business there and stuff like that. But when I tell you, when I pulled up, I could feel this warp, like I entered a vortex of what the fuck? Okay. And I'm like, wow. So I pull up, she's out on the porch, and I go around the circular drive, and I'm like, yeah, you definitely needed me here, And she was like, oh, you can tell, right? And I was like, yeah. So before I could even get in the house, honey, I opened my busker case and I got my sage and my clear quartz crystal. And I'm like, no, we gonna have to do something right out here right away. So I go to pull up, step up on the porch. And before I could step up, there's this corner of the house. It's like kind of down a little bit in this like weird dirt area. It was just weird off back up in there. And I start feeling this energy and I'm like, what the hell is that? And I'm looking and it's like I can see it, but I can't see it, but I can definitely feel it. And it was so mad. It was angry that I was there, but at the same time, it was scared. It was more afraid of me than I was of it, right? And I'm like, okay, so how do I get down here, right? And she was like, well, you got to go through the house. And I was like, okay, well, we need to go through the house. So they put their dogs up or whatever, and they walked me. As soon as I step in the house, my knees went, right? Because it was like there was this gravitational pull, like barometric pressure drop. And I'm like, whoa, do y'all feel that? Did y'all feel this heaviness? And she said, I feel it all the time. And the husband was like, "Meh." I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, So anyway, we walked through. I go around to that part of the house, and I could like literally see this. I don't know what it was. It was kind of like a black cloud, but it was denser. But at this, it's hard to describe. It was denser than a cloud, but it kind of acted like it wanted to have a form, but it didn't know what to do with itself. Okay. So I just, I got my sage burning, I got my crystal, and I walk up to it and it goes into the vent inside the house, right? But where it went into, all I had to do was put some smoke up in there and I would have got to it. So that's what I did. So I get up in there and I start talking to it and I tell it that, it's safe. I'm not going to hurt it, but it needs to leave. It doesn't belong here, that kind of thing. Right. So I could feel it disperse. It goes away. I'm like, cool. All right. So I come back out. I'm telling you, that's not even a half of it. Right. They felt the energy disperse. I felt the energy disperse, but they still felt like real heavy, the whole area. I come back around to go back, to the house, and I was like, "Whoa, what's this? Something's pulling me this way." And they were like, "Oh, that's just the Confederate graveyard with 13 graves in our backyard." What? What the hell do you mean? You have a Confederate graveyard on your land? Do you, Kiki, I don't know if you're familiar with American history, but do you know what Confederates are? The Confederates fought the Union in the Civil War to keep slavery. The Confederates wanted to keep slavery. The Union wanted to end it, right? Okay, so So I'm like, ironic that you would have a black woman here. This is what the hell is going on. You know what I mean? And so I walk up to the graveyard. I spread some sage. I talk to them because the energy that I felt is they did not know that the war was over, right? They knew what they were fighting for, but they didn't want to die, right? So yeah, 13, exactly, right? So anyway, so I'm standing there. I go up it's up a little hill. I go up there, I'm speaking to, the area and stuff, and I come back down. And the energy is I got that they didn't really want to die. They knew what they were fighting for, but they didn't really want to die. They didn't really want to be in the war. But, people end up being whatever a whole lot of programming will do to you. So they didn't know that that the war was over. They didn't know that any of that ended. And the house, the reason they would come into the house was two reasons. One, it looked like a sanctuary because number two, the woman in there is very spiritually in tune. So it's more like a priestess energy that they were drawn to. So they were in the house, coming into the house for refuge. And her energy couldn't take because she didn't know what the hell was going on. She's being overwhelmed. And she was telling me at one point that she had got attacked coming out of the shower by one of them. And I was like, oh, that's the one that was down there in that corner. So that's the one that's gone. So you don't have to worry about that one. But this place is a sanctuary for the ones that are over here in the graveyard. and you are going to have to clear your house. I can't clear your house. It wouldn't do a bit of good. And so I pull some cards. I do some readings on them to. They felt her light, girl, and I did some readings to kind of see what their couple dynamic was, what kind of them, who they were as people, so I would know how to guide them on how to clear their house. And it turns out they're both swords. He's a king of swords, she's a queen of swords. That was amazing to see how compatible they were in those ways. But also she had Queen of Wands energy, just all kinds of just so much power, right? And so I'm explaining to her, I was like, you really have to be careful what you say, because you say things and they come true, don't you? And she was like, yeah. She's like, I have to really be careful, because since I was a kid, I would say I wish things on people and it would happen and it would hurt my heart. And I was like, yeah, you have to very, very, very much be careful about the things you say and think. I said, but you also, because of that, have the power to clear this house yourself, right? And so I was, training her and explaining on her things to do and all that stuff. Now, let me just back up and say that when I got there, the anxiety was off the chain. The husband, his confusion was just massive, because 2 weeks before that, now they had been living in this house for a long time. He built the house with his own two hands, honestly. And they had been living in this house for a while, and they had been feeling this energy since she moved in, right? And so, but 2 weeks prior to this, they had went to somewhere else to visit her sister about 3 hours away. And the sister had taken them on this graveyard tour, came back with some kind of entity energy that they had picked up on a recording, and things got worse. All of the woo woo stuff that she had been dealing with got way worse. And so she couldn't sleep, she couldn't eat, she was nauseous all the time, she always felt like she was in danger. The husband started seeing things, the husband started feeling things. So that's when they knew it was real. Okay. And so I'm telling her how to clear all that out, and tell her sister to stay out of graveyards. Okay, those aren't places to play in. Okay, and so yeah, so we went through all of that, right? And so she gave me a huge tip, like she was just so happy and stuff. And I left. I went on by my life. And she kept asking me, did I want to hear the recording? I was like, no, honey, I want to sleep tonight. I don't need to hear it. You know what I mean? Girl, I guess they was hunting, and whatever they was hunting ended up hunting them. That's the thing. Because from what she described on the recording, it was very, very eerie and bone chilling when it said, it's right behind you. I ain't gonna talk about it too much, because you know what I mean. But that's not all it said. But apparently that was just one of the spookiest things. First, it warned them not to be there, and then it was like, "Why are you here?" And then it was like, "It's right behind you," and it's clear on this audio tape, but there was nobody else around. Okay, so anyway, so I leave, and I go on, I come back, I do my cleansing and all the things I need to do, to leave that energy, off of me and stuff, and I clear out my place and everything. And so I check on her the next morning, and she said she slept so, like, so good. She hadn't slept that way in a while. She felt so happy and so free, and she just went on and on. And I was like, now, where did I get this? Where did I get this boldness from, honey? Because when I say, ever since I started going through, so I don't know if you remember, it was around October last year when I started pulling back on doing lives. And that was because I was trying to, go through some things in my life where I became purely rooted in who I am, in my identity, and my, I don't like to say identity, because a lot of times we cling to an identity and we don't want to evolve. So I just wanted to come more into the evolution of who I am, who I was at this point in time, and get more in tune and aligned with my life path, which means that a lot of people and ways that I was operating had to fall off, right? And once I made the declaration that I am going to go full force, number one, into my gift, force into taking care of me, what I need, you know, seeing where exactly I fit in the evolution of time and my time here on earth and what I'm supposed to become and all of that. All freaking hell broke loose in my life. Okay. I don't like to spiritually gaslight myself. People be like, "Oh, that's the universe testing you to see if you are serious about this," or you know what you have in you, you attract, and it's all that is spiritual gaslighting, honey. Um, what I do know is when you claim territory, those who consider themselves your enemy will fight for it. They somehow feel entitled to your territory, or they feel like you don't deserve it. And whatever energies did not like the fact that I had reclaimed my time and reclaimed my purpose, reclaimed my mission, and reclaimed my essence, honey, they unleashed the wolves. They unleashed the hounds because I set some very clear and intentional boundaries. I did not mince words. I did not break character. And honey, when I say it was beyond dislike, it was pure hate that came from me. And and the thing is, I had been working so much to try and come to that place, right? I was in integration mode. I had done a lot of healing work. I had done a lot of, stepping into. And I was in integration mode at that time, which also is part of integration is you can feel burnt out. And I was in burnout. And so trying to recognize that this was a spiritual attack, honey, I couldn't see it. All I could see was darts flying through, it was just, how you get pinned down? You get pinned. I don't know if you ever been jumped, but if you get jumped by multiple people and they get your ass on the ground, you is fucked, right? All you can do at this point is block, right? You can't block, protect your pretty face and protect your head, okay? Block, protect your face, protect your head, all right? That's all you can do. And that's where I was. And so I was trying to fight back. I tried to give me a few leaks. Yes, it's very vulnerable. You are best left very vulnerable. And I tried to get me a few licks in. They didn't really land, but I didn't go down without a fight, okay? And I was in here down and out, man. I practically lost everything. I really did. I practically lost everything. I almost lost my life twice during this time. The first time was due to a medical issue. The second time was me trying to do it. And my spirit team was like, "No, we ain't doing that." They was like, "No, we ain't having it. We ain't having it. You've come too far. You've been through too much. This is not the way we're going." And then we already had made a pact with the creator that we got another at least 40 years, 41 years left on this planet, and we want to live it well and vibrant and healthy. So yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to live those 41 years in fear. We're not going to live them as a vegetable, and we're not going to end them early. Okay, so I was like, well, if I got to be here, y'all got to help me. Y'all got to do something because I can't keep going. Yeah, they did, honey, because when I say I should not have woke up, that time I was in the hospital, back in March. When I say a very grueling experience, honey, grueling experience. So you talking about somebody who take care of herself like nobody's business now. I follow every protocol to the letter, honey, because I don't want to go through that no more. But then when I was in here last weekend and child, no, it wasn't last weekend. It was like last Saturday night. Not this past one, but the one before that. And yeah, I just tried to end it. I was at my wit's end. I lost the only thing that I was able to hang on to during this whole time was school. And I ended up getting, how I did it, I don't know. I got two A's, an A and an A plus in both my classes. I was behind the whole time, but last week I was able to catch up. Um but that's the only thing that held true for me. And yeah, I lost my place. I lost hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I can't even count how much anymore. I lost my boyfriend. I lost the the like stability that I had mentally and emotionally. I lost like just a sense of like health and well-being, like because of all the stuff that I went through leading up to the hospital and in the hospital. um I had already lost friends and family before all this started. So my lover was still around, but we're not together technically, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it all, when I say all, came crashing down. And so when I survived that night, the next night I was like, okay, so what are we gonna do? So I'm laying here, and I started talking to my spirit team, and they started giving me this prayer, right? And but it was in a language I didn't understand, and I'm like, what the hell y'all doing? You know what I mean? What the hell are y'all doing? So it was the ancestors, because your spirit team consists of several things. You have the creator, you have angels, you have guides who are right above the angels and below the creator. Um, and you have your ancestors, and the ancestors are the true warriors for this realm. So they step forward, and that's where I was getting the prayer from. And so I pull out Google Translate, and hey CD, how you doing, sweetheart? I'm doing well. And I pull it out from the what do you call it? Google Translate, and it's Swahili. Girl, I don't speak no Swahili. I know that Jua means sunshine in Swahili. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I'm reading this. I'm reading this thing that they gave me, and honey, it was not a prayer. It was a curse. And I'm like, okay, y'all mad. They was mad. They were angry at these people who had been sending all this energy and who had been doing things to me here. Because my landlord bullied me out of my apartment. Okay, because she didn't like me. There was no other reason, because I had paid my rent on every month. All my neighbors loved me. Kept my house cute and clean. Yes, it was, girl. Was it not? It was spooky for me. I'm laying here like, wait a minute, y'all mad. They were mad. They were so angry at these people. And it's like, why I didn't think to, now this whole time that I'm going through all this, I am praying, right? But your spirit team can't really interfere unless you give them permission. And certain permissions have to be given before they will intervene in certain ways. You know what I'm saying? I was hurt, I was broken, I was upset, I was all the things. And I guess when I laid there and I called on them because of what I had went through, they knew. They were like, no, you, what you've been going through is spiritual attack, spiritual warfare, and they have been trying to curse you this whole time. So we got something for that. Honey, when I say they gave me that, I put it out in the ether world, and then they gave me a real prayer of protection and all that stuff. So I posted that part in the comments of the original post, and yeah, I'm saying I did that, and ever since then, who upset? I still have my moments where I cry, but that's just a release. Like, I'm coming back to self, and I'm starting to feel more powerful. And the tears that I cried now, I am traumatized. I'm not gonna lie. I am very, very traumatized. And um, but yeah, I'm very traumatized. So anyway, it looks like they finally got the internet a little bit, anyways. So, but they did, and that's the sad part, because when I read the curse, I was like, oh no, oh no, they messed up. Whoever, all of the people, because it wasn't just my landlord, even though she was on some major BS. Whoever all of these people were that was sending that to me, I felt sorry for them, but I wasn't going to try to protect them. I wasn't going to stop the curse from going out, and I was following every direction. I was told where to post it, who to send it to, all of that, and I did, because I need to be free of this, and return to sender is a real thing. And when I say I have been at much more peace, like my physical body is coming down off of it, so I do just cry out of nowhere sometimes, and I have been feeling very, very sleepy or tired a lot. But when I say my spiritual gifts have, honey, and while I was going through all this, when I was still in that apartment, and I'm, going back and forth with this landlord, and we had this evil guy who had moved into the building. I told y'all about him. That's when all the light flickering started. And I was thinking it was an electrical problem. No, that was my spiritual gifts ramping up, and my spiritual team trying to communicate with me to let me know, hey, like, you may not be, you're not seeing the signs. And I'm just thinking it's all 3D stuff. Oh girl, there was some guy moved into the building, honey. And I don't know what the hell was going on with old buddy, but he literally came and just took over the building. He put a booster on the Wi-Fi, and he would turn it off whenever he got ready. He would post all of these weird symbols and different kind of prayers all throughout the building. My neighbor used to leave his work boots outside. He would put pamphlets in the guy's boots. He started posting some of these on my door. He would leave these weird handmade figures outside in the breezeway. He would take chalk, sidewalk chalk, and create all these things on the breezeway where we would have to walk over it. And we're not supposed to leave things in the breezeways. Number one, it's a safety hazard. Yeah, a nightmare. But we have a blind guy. We had a blind. Well, I had that. They have a blind guy who lives upstairs at the very top of the stairs. This guy's apartment is right. So whenever the blind guy comes, he's got to walk past this guy's apartment through the front of the breezeway. We all have to go through the front, but this blind guy has to come straight down the stairs to where this guy's door is. And this man would leave all kind of stuff in front of the door. And it was just like dangerous for Ken, the guy upstairs, you know. And so I was sending emails to old girl, you know, and I would send them like, hey, did you know that there's a Wi-Fi booster in the thing? I wasn't snitching on nobody. I'm like, did y'all, because I'm thinking maybe they gave old buddy permission. But he can't just be turning off the Wi-Fi just because it's not moving fast enough for him or whatever he would do. I don't know what. But then I don't know if she told him that I was sending emails, but I wasn't the only one. Other people in the building were reporting. They were calling. And but then because because they know that I'm friendly with everybody in the building, people started coming to me to ask me like, hey, have you talked to him? Can you talk to him? I'm like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason he started targeting me. And I had to call the police on him. And the police knew him. They said he was dangerous. Whereas when I'm trying to tell the apartment lady, hey, this guy is really harassing me now. There ain't nothing we can do. Call the police if you feel unsafe. Like she just literally didn't care. And so it just went on from there, you know. So I ended up in this like really, I don't know, just weird place. I ended up trying to go to court to save my apartment, and the judge was in cahoots with all the lawyers and the landlords. Like it was a crazy scene, like really a crazy scene to see how they had no concern for the in I mean I knew tenants' rights in Alabama were shit, but I had no idea that you when you walk into that courtroom, it's really like a boys and girls club between the judge and the attorneys. Like they had no regard for the tenants in there, didn't care that we could literally see them laughing at us and being in cahoots and all that kind of stuff. Girl, I mean, I tried because I had been through so much by the time I made it to that apartment. I had been through so much that I just couldn't, I was not physically nor mentally nor emotionally well enough to like just up and move, right? Or financially, to be honest. And yeah. Anyway, I ended up in the hospital in the middle of that, so that made it worse. And now I'm trying to recover from I was trying to recover from that when yeah, but it was a whole ordeal. I've told this story probably 3 times since I've been back coming back on lives. But yeah, so now I am displaced, but I have a roof over my head for now. Um until I figure out my next move. I was gonna move back into my schoolie and had put a whole bunch of money into getting it back up and ready to move in. Um, During this time, I got scammed a few times because my discernment was so off because I was so upset, so like downtrodden. I've never been scammed before in my life, but my discernment, my intuition, all that hushed during this 3-day window. Um, and during that 3-day window, I got scammed 2 times in one day, and then again, it was sad and embarrassing. Okay, I'm sitting at the bank Monday morning, like, whoa, this happened, and so oh yeah, hold on a minute. Now I got messages from everywhere coming in because the internet was down for 24 hours. All of these are old messages from yesterday. All right. So, I forgot where I was. Yeah, they'll go up from here. They will go up from here because I really had to once I sent out what my ancestors gave me, and once I prayed my prayer that they gave me, I really had to just let go. I had to let go of just everything that I had been through, and so again, just coming down off of those, because all this stuff affects your body. Your memory lives in the body. People think it's here, but it's in the body. Um, so just had to start letting all that go. And again, my lover was still around. He was still like helping me financially, just helping me with anything I asked. Really, he was being very, very, you know, good-hearted and generous, but we were not together. Okay. And so, yeah, it started getting, it was like, yeah, I need some me time. And I just cut it completely off. So, but I mean, I'll survive. It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 99 degrees. I ain't got no, and no, ain't got me. Okay. I always thrive more when I'm single anyway. I don't even know why I be dating. Because I'm hot in the ass. That's it. That's the only reason. Yeah, menopause. Menopause, honey. But yeah. So everything is starting to get better now. I've been trying to figure out how much to unpack while I'm in this place. um and where to put stuff. I mean, I'm paying 2 storage bills, so uh yeah. Yeah. Oh, I had to get braids in my hair because when I say I lost everything, remember all that long, gorgeous gray hair I used to have? Lost that too. I still got the gray, but the long, gorgeous, and thick part, that's a no-go right now. So I just put some braids in it because I was sick of combing it out in my hands by the handful. So it'll grow back. That's happened to me before. That happened to me after my mom passed away, and it happened to me when I was fighting his court case. So, yeah, it'll grow back. It won't grow back if I keep putting these old heavy ass braids in it though. And remember I was telling y'all I got scammed. That's one of the ways I got scammed. I got scammed by this girl claiming to be a braider. And child, I don't even want to go into the story. But it took me. Now y'all know, thank you. Y'all know, like, so many young black girls or Africans or black girls period braid hair. But I don't know how we find each other. It took me almost a week to find a braider, y'all. I was like, what the hell going on? I don't know. I think a lot of them girls we see online that's claiming to be braiders are scammers, like the one who scammed me. Because ain't no way it's like 15 of y'all answering my post about needing a braider, but it takes me a week to find an actual legit braider. Honey, no. No, it was when I say buck wild. So a lot of these folks that be claiming they got goods and services, they scammers. Another place I got scammed, I was looking for an apartment and looking for a place to stay. And I was online with this person probably about 45 minutes. And I got scammed out of money there too. So I'm not gonna people are people are wicked, man. People are people's is wicked. Yeah. People are wicked. Like when I say they don't care nothing about you, nothing. And I've always been the one that would say, "Oh, there are no good people, only good deeds," because I really don't believe there are good people. And that's not to say that there aren't decent people or people who know how to treat folk and stuff like that. When I say there are no good people, what I mean is we all have a propensity for evil in some form or fashion or capacity, right? We all have the ability under the right circumstances to do evil to somebody or something, like an animal or something like that. So that's what I mean. But there's a difference between there are no good people and just flat out being an evil person. And when you all of the commandments really, but there are you have to be a certain level of humanely depraved to do things to people. And I just don't. The fudge. You're not welcome here. Go away. Light lives here. Not afraid of you. Yes, it's about the choices we make. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Mess around and get another curse put on them, they better leave me alone. Cause I don't think the next one they I don't think they're gonna survive it. I really don't. You guys should see my little atrium, my little area where I sit in this room because I'm in a hotel. Um, but I built my own little corner like atrium sanctuary because y'all know I'm a plant lover, right? Thank you, Kiki. I'm a plant lover, and being a plant mom was another reason. Like I was just so like not wanting to um, lose my place because when I first started thinking about this back in December when it all started going down, I thought about, oh no, my plants. Like if what if I can't find a place and then like if I have to move back into my bus or what if I started thinking about all the what ifs and I was in literal tears worrying about my poor plants. Like what are they gonna do? And for the most part they've been well. A couple of them they're bruised. Like because I know my plants feel me. They feel everything that I go through, and a few of them have bruises on them. And it's not from moving because I was very, very careful with that. But they got bruised, and I just feel bad for them. But they're okay now. They're okay. Yeah. So I came on here to do some readings, and ain't nobody wanted no reading. So I don't know. Maybe I was just on here to talk. I really be wanting to do readings when I come on because I do feel like at this point my gift is very it's been going up and up and up ever since I started using it like for real when I started this channel. But it's I know I keep playing in my hair, y'all. It just my roots are very uncomfortable because I had one of the African girls to do it, and when they literally grip your brain, forget your scalp, forget your hair. They go down to the epidermis and the superdermis and on down to the skull and the brain when they do braids. Um, L, hey L, you're back. Oh, the attacks have calmed down, honey. Hmm. Yeah, they have calmed down. They actually have stopped. I'm just in recovery mode right now. So, yeah, I'm in covering, but I'm not gonna start reading. That's the whole reason for the attacks right there. Cause these people don't want me to be great, but I can't help it. They didn't want me to be great when I wasn't doing readings. It's just now that I am, they feel emboldened. They feel emboldened now, like they have a reason and an excuse to come after me. But honey, this is my calling. This is what I was meant to do, honey. So I ain't finna let them run me out of it. I am not. I am not. They tried to run me into the grave. That didn't work. I mean, if I count the amount of times people have come for me in my lifetime and I'm still here, I don't even know why they keep trying it. Because not only does it not work, but it ends up coming back on them so terribly. Like, honey, I feel for you. I just yeah, they gonna be looking real crazy here when those curses take full effect. They gonna be looking real crazy, and I do very much feel sorry for them in a way, but in another way I don't, because I didn't do nothing for them to come for me except stand in my truth. Yeah, I stood in who I was. CD, exactly. Okay. Mm-hmm. But I'm excited about life now, in the sense that this new beginning, because I've had to start over multiple times. I'm 55, y'all, and I was raised in foster care, so we're not even gonna talk about that. Despite having a very loving and wonderful mother, all kids in foster care parents were not terrible people or terrible parents. But I just want to put that out there. Despite having a very loving mother, I grew up in foster care. Um, and so that right there, you just kind of you can get into this cycle where your system is constantly displaced. Yeah, every few years you have to start over. I don't know if it's a light worker thing. I was telling my lover, um, something came to mind, and obviously this is just theory, but it came to mind that even though we as light workers could want stability and do want stability, we are our souls have to constantly evolve, right? We have to be ever seeking and ever elevating and ever evolving, and sometimes comfort keeps us from doing that, right? So we can be in a place where we may feel like we're doing good. We are doing some portion of what we're meant to do, but we may get like complacent, and our soul needs some sort of evolutionary push to keep us, heightened and enlightened and growing in that enlightenment. And if we settle in our hearts and minds that, okay, this is it, I'm good, right? But we don't, like me. Yeah, I got in school and I started my YouTube channel, but I wasn't thinking about doing much more with myself. I was still doing art, but was I going out to art exhibits? Was I going to art shows? Was I, still putting my poetry out there? Was I, just sitting in the comfort of my own home? Um, yeah, yeah. So it's like I was doing readings in the comfort of my own home, but I was comfortable, and I was only doing it on YouTube. I wasn't trying to like do more. Not that I needed to, because I've always been an overachiever and doing a whole lot of things at a whole lot of times, which is why that's all I wanted to do was YouTube in school. Um, yeah, yeah. So now I am actually doing more because I was just telling the story, Elle, of where I had to go do an energy clearing at this couple's house who have a Confederate graveyard in their backyard. Okay, 13 graves. Yeah, that happened. So yeah, things are expanding, even though they seem like they're shrinking, they're expanding. You know, yeah. Girl, graveyard energy ain't half of it. Okay, ain't the half of it. I feel sorry for the people, the Confederate soldiers who died there. Sorry, y'all. I'm catching up on messages because yesterday the internet was down. The internet was down for a whole day. Any tips on spiritual protection since it was so important to me recently? Yes. I would say you need to do something daily, whether you are actually working in spiritual work or not. If you know you have spiritual energy, if you know you are a light worker of some kind, if you are an empath and nothing more than an empath, you need to be doing something daily. Um, you start your morning with some sort of affirmation and protection prayer. It can be 3 words, it can be 30, it can be 3,000, but start your day, your morning with that. Get outside in the sun as much as possible. Sun is very purifying, even if it's for 5 minutes in the morning, preferably, but anytime during the day will work. If you are sensitive to sunlight, get you some kind of UV light. UV light kills vampires, okay? And it kills vampiric energy. Um, Also, at least once a day or throughout the day, if you go outside your house, when you come back in, put some salt in your hand and wash your hands and your forearms with it. Okay, that washes away energy of things you've touched and people who you've like may have shaken hands with or something like that. Also, first thing in the morning, drink water, but drink that water with the intention that it's purifying you inside and out, purifying your soul, your energy, and stuff like that. Um, Definitely crystals. I got this crystal as a gift from a geologist. He dug it out the ground himself. It is bubblegum crystal with black tourmaline traces in it, which is a heart crystal. Bubblegum and black tourmaline is for spiritual protection. So I will charge this in the sun every morning, and if it's not sunny, I'll charge it with sage. And I just sit here at my desk and I just hold it sometimes. Um, but black tourmaline is the most powerful energy clearing protection crystal. Okay, protection crystal. If you can find that somewhere. Sage is a good thing. Um, I've spoken about this before. Put salt around the door, your doorways. Open your windows or doors and speak healthy energy into your house, and cast out unhealthy energy or unholy energy or unrighteous energy or harmful energy, negative energy. Just speak the words to tell it to leave, that it doesn't belong there. You have the authority here. They have no power and they are meant to leave. Um, and push them out the door. Put salt around your door. Also, bells. Bells, clapping, and sweet smells, incense, that kind of thing. Um, Sorry about that. Oh, you say you taking notes? But yeah, sweet smells, incense, scented oils. Try to stay away from, you know, if you're gonna burn candles, make sure they aren't scented candles. You can get just plain white candles. Or if you're going to do scented candles, don't do those for energy clearing, because they have so many toxins and stuff these days, unless they're all natural. Okay. But they just toxify the air. They don't like help clear it. But definitely incense. If you can get anything, frankincense, any kind of like, also I have some lemongrass, and I get it and I'll do like a simmer pot with lemongrass, because anything citrusy is also very powerful for spiritual cleansing. So, yeah, yeah. So spiritual cleansing and protection. All right. Copper, copper is another thing. I sometimes like I'll have like a piece of copper and I'll stick it in my plants to help them, just to give them, added energy and protection. My money tree was, when I say my money tree started going through it, I got the money tree right before I got kicked out of, like right before I had to leave my place. And it was like, why are you getting more plants? I got two of them. Why are you getting more plants when you know money tree and the peace lily, they told me to bring them home, and I didn't want to like not do it. Okay, I had to be obedient. But yeah, it's like um it started going through it, and I was like, what is going on with money tree? Because I know my money had started acting, even though it was like a double-edged sword. It was like money was coming in, but it was going out as fast as it was leaving. I mean, as fast as it was coming in, it was going out like that. And so anyway, I had to do like a clearing for it for gnats that was feeding on it. And then I gave it a piece of copper, and it's been doing fine. It's been doing fine. So copper jewelry, silver jewelry as well, right? Because what's the name? Vampires can't take silver either. Okay. Elle, you say you broke, or what you broke? But yeah. And the copper, you can. I just went to Home Depot and just got me a little bit of that, and I just break tear. You can, yeah, the residual energy. That's why I just keep doing like clearing stuff daily. Um, yeah, I just keep doing stuff daily, and I do take my rest. That's another thing that people don't. Kiki, put this on your list. Yeah, 100% beeswax. Put this on your list. Rest, because when your system gets run down, and you are more prone to attack from being tired and from fatigue than anything else. So if you feel like you need to lay down during the day, if it's nothing but 5 or 10 minutes, do it. Okay. Um, but yeah, rest. So all of that. Oh, here's another thing. To like, if you want to bless your money, I got a money tree, and I'm gonna tell y'all this: how I know that money tree told me to come and get it. I had walked into the grocery store, and I saw the trees, and I was like, "Oh, those are cute." And then it was three of them there, and one of them, it said to me, "Psst, come here, I want to go home with you." And I was like, "Nah, you tripping." First of all, I'm not finna spend no money on that. You say you were attacked last night and this morning, took yesterday and today to rest. Yeah, you gotta rest. Got to. And so I was like, no, I ain't finna spend no money. I'm good. I came here for something else. And then I was real upset the next day. It was that plant and the peace lily, Beulah. Beulah is the peace lily, and Mac is the money tree. Trees talk to you too. See, I know. I told you. I know I am be the only one, right? And so I left out, and then the next day I was really upset because something else happened. And I had asked my lover. I was like, I saw two new plants. Will you get them for me? And he was like, if it'll make you feel better. I was like, yeah, it'll make me feel better. So we go and get Mac, and he picks up Mac. Tell me their names. I'll tell you all of them. He picks up Mac, and there's a penny underneath it. Okay. And I told him, I said, pick up that penny and put it in the soil. And and yeah, that's how I knew Mac was supposed to come for me. So my plants named are, you know what? This is the only one I haven't named, and I usually know their names right up front. Okay, this is the one that has the um wait, you can turn the light on and off of it. But this is the only one I haven't named, and usually they tell me their names up front. But there's Beulah, then there's Tipton, there's Della. She's the matriarch. She's the one I got first. Then there's Mac, there's Marley, there's Brady. Brady's a them they. And you better not call them anything other because they don't play that, okay? Then there's Miss Badu and Bridget, Pebbles, and TT. I think that's everybody. Yeah. And then we got to give her a name. I'm thinking about Diana, but I don't know. Usually they tell their names. This one's very elusive. Very elusive. So she may tell me one day. But yeah, Beulah, Tipton, Della, Mac, Marley, Brady, Miss Badu, Bridget, Pebbles, TT. Yeah. She's definitely a lady. A name starting with D. So yeah, Diana. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So unless you tell me something different, honey, that's your name. Diana. Yeah. So I used to have Bam Bam. Bam Bam passed away. Delilah passed away. Daphne passed away. I had Daphne before I met the Daphne that comes to my life sometimes. Bam Bam passed away. Let's see. Delilah, Daphne. I think those are the only ones that I've lost. And boy, when I say I cried. I don't doubt that. And if I knew how to make that happen, I probably would. But then again, I probably wouldn't because, like you said, it's gonna sound out there. And imagine me sitting here telling people that these plants and stuff tell me their name, and then I go and and then I go use some kind of app to listen to them, and then I really, it's like I'm really losing it at that point. But did I tell y'all about my guitar? My guitar's name is Rose, right? And I got Rose. You just need the supplies. Oh wow. I got Rose when I was out on the road trucking, and one day I was in there plucking on Rose, trying to pretend like I was practicing. And I thought, you know what? I've never asked you your name. And she said Rose, and I was like, Rose. That's kind of generic. And so I sat it down and I went to like cook something because I could cook in my truck. I went to like cook me something. And she was like offended that I had said her name was generic. And I was like, but why Rose though? And she was like, because that's my name. I'm made out of rosewood. I was like, whatever. And went and looked it up. And sure enough, she was made out of rosewood. I was like, well, pardon me, ma'am. I apologize. Forgive me. So yeah, that might sound like you say out there, but these things do speak to us. Um, I need to set a reminder because I ordered some groceries I need to go pick up today. My appetite has been shit, but I ain't been losing no weight. Oh, okay. I wonder, I don't know. I wonder what you would need to do to, I wonder what you would need to do. Same, Kiki, same. Could you imagine if we ever do get to start talking to plants and animals and stuff? What the world would be like? You'd think people barely talk to each other now. Honey, if I get to where I could communicate with my plants, people wouldn't stand a chance. Because the only reason I don't have animals is because I'm allergic to them. And I think now that I think about it, the universe probably made me allergic to them so that I wouldn't get them and diss people. Oh, I can see that. I can see that because my plants have been everything to me. They really have. Like, yeah, they've been everything. So I probably end up deleting this live after this because I came on here to do readings and I ain't done now reading. So, and I'm really stalling from doing homework, to be honest. And I should have been taking a nap. There's a lot of things. I have a list, and I've only checked off one thing. It's a lot of things that I feel like I should be doing, but the ones I'm around right now confirm the conversation. Yeah, it's been a good time, CD. I appreciate you guys being here and engaging in everything. Um, I'm trying to get back to doing, lives. I've been trying to kind of time them to do them uh, when I have energy during the day, or I really want to get back to doing them in the evenings like I was, maybe an hour before I clock in to work. YouTube saved your life this year. How so? Doggone fly in here. Ain't nothing for you to see here. It ain't nothing in here that you can go back and report about. Nothing but happiness, peace, and love. You can't go back and report no death and destruction. We still alive. Yeah, I'm curious to know how did YouTube save your life? Let's see. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Elle, it's so wild because you said you're 52, and um, I told you guys I'm in school, right? And one of the things that I wanted to do, I have a senior project coming up next year. I bet, I bet it does. Um, I have a senior project coming up next year, and I already have like my dissertation planned out on one subject, but one thing that I thought I might do it on is the rising homelessness of women over 50. Um, because last I checked the statistics, the fastest growing demographic of homeless is women over 50. And it's due to several factors like leaving abusive relationships or their spouses dying without leaving them anything to support them, or them dying and they have no skills because they poured all their life into taking care of home. Um, no help at all in 2 states. See, that's what I'm saying. Um, or they're the ones who like suffer the most from like heart attacks and stuff like that from being in certain situations, relationships, family dynamics that are unhealthy for them. So their health forces them out of housing because they can't like really work and afford like meds and stuff like that. But yeah, so, or you can be a light worker like myself and your landlord just freaking don't like you and put you out. But even before this, I lived in a schoolie for 2 years because I left a relationship that was unsafe for me. Um, Now, at the time, I did have the money to go get an apartment, but I didn't have the mind to get one because I was also grieving from the loss of my mom. Yeah. That's another thing too. I think that leads to them to our age group being homeless is being caretakers. We give, a lot of them give up their lives to take care of family. Um, and when that family dies, there's been no provision made for them to, continue living. Thank you, Elle. She passed in 2021, but it was very difficult. You moved in with a boyfriend who became abusive. Yeah, that's why, like, I know I never want to be married again, but living with somebody, no, no. I'm not tying, I'm not tying my life up with anybody that tight ever again. I'm just not doing it. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Elle. Exactly, Kiki. Exactly. That's another reason I decided to go back to school because, it does open up options. People are saying, oh, you can't get no job these days, but you can open up some options with an education. Yeah, Elle, that's wild to me. I realized that. I was saw this guy in a wheelchair, like really he was thugging with his woman. And I'm like, dude, clearly she's taking care of you. And then on top of that, they was out on the corner begging. Ain't no way. And see, I'm not judging. I'm saying what I wouldn't do, but I'm not gonna be homeless with no man. I don't know how the women who do that or why. Oh wow. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These people out here scamming and taking advantage. Because that's exactly what that was, scamming. But I just can't see it. I can't see having a man and being out on the streets. If I'm gonna be on the streets, what do I need you for? That's good, L. That's real good. You just gotta take it one step at a time. I personally, because I was a part-time caregiver for my mom, but other than her, because she was a sweetheart, she never gave no troubles. But if I had somebody that I was taking care of and they was mistreating me, deuces. I try to go get me some public housing or something. Cause ain't no way I'm gonna be taking care of you and you thugging it out with me. You thugging with me? Yeah, you're not alone, sweetheart. You're not alone. Yeah, I was a part-time caregiver for my mom, but I was also they are very lucky to have you, honey. My ex is legally blind, and he used to try to pretend he didn't do a lot of things. He couldn't do a lot of things, but I didn't let him make no excuses at all. No, you gonna work. You gonna do this. And when he decided he didn't want to work no more, and decided that he was gonna start doing the things he was gonna do to me to keep me there with him, no. That's one thing about me now. I put up with something for a while, but I will leave. And there is a line that I get to. Okay. And I don't know when that line gonna come, when it's gonna be drawn, how far away it is. But when I get to it, honey, it's a wrap for you. It's a wrap. I will leave. I'll sleep out on my ass out in the cold before I let somebody just continuously. No, I'll figure it out. I've shared this quote before. One of my favorites. She's a cultural anthropologist. She went through a lot to get that title. Wow. But she's also a classical African American writer, Zora Neale Hurston. And one of the things she says is that she said is that if you're silent about your pain, they'll kill you and say you loved it. And I felt that to my core because that's how I've always felt since I was little. Um, because being in abusive foster homes and stuff like that, and oh, that lady hated when I would tell on her. But yeah, I'm gonna tell on you because you shouldn't have did that. That was wrong and that was bad. What you did, and she would always talk away out of it. She would always talk away out of it. Except that last time, I didn't tell the DHR folks. I told my mama. And my mama didn't play about me, okay? That's where I learned how to stick up for myself was from my mama. Because my mama didn't play about me, I didn't play about me. So it did come to that in life. Yeah, so I am wishing you all the best. And I know that you are resilient. We come from an era where they may get us down, but they'll never get us out. So you just hang in there. Start looking at every option, all your options. All your options. I know somebody mentioned about me going to public housing, but I told them when I left public housing, I promised myself that I would never go back. And I have kept that promise to myself. I was born there. I was practically raised there. I'm not going back. It's certain things in some places in life you got to draw the line. You got to have some pride somewhere. Some pride somewhere. But if I had not been there before, and that's right, Kiki, I won't need to. If I had not been there before, or if I had not experienced the things that I had been through when I was in there, um, and that was an option for me, I would, you know. But it's just not an option for me anymore because of just various things I've been through. I'm maintaining my sanity. Okay. Yeah. Kiki, what time is it there where you at? I'm curious. Amen. Thank you for that. Thank you. Oh, it's in the evening time there. It's just lunchtime here. Okay. So y'all 6 hours ahead of us. That's what's up over in Ireland. But I tell y'all what though, um, oh yeah, true that, L. True that. That's a whole job. I'm trying to decide if I actually want to do homework today. I am behind. But guess what? I've been behind the entire time I've been in school. I've been in 2020, 2024. This semester, though, I started out ahead until I ended up in the hospital. And then I got back behind. But I've been behind the whole while I've been in school. In some kind of way, I always pull it out. And I've gotten A's the whole time I've been in there. Girl, you know what? Sometimes I be thinking that. Sometimes I do. I be thinking, do my homework, I feel better. But sometimes, like, my mind be so tired, and I just really be needing to just take a break from thinking. And so, if I start really pressuring myself to do homework, sometimes it can be too much. But yesterday, I did do some. I did exactly what you're saying. We're going to do one assignment from each class just to take the pressure off. So I did that yesterday, which is why I'm kind of cool with coasting today. So yeah, I mean, I'll catch up. I always do. I got a lot to catch up on. And some days I just, yeah, I got to do some dry shampoo on this hair, on my scalp and on this, because it's starting to feel sticky and stiff. Yeah, finding a full-time job. Well, you know what? Speaking of full-time job, when I left my last job in 2024, I didn't like promise myself that I would never work another job, but I kind of set myself up to where um, I could kind of maintain working for myself, because that's all I've ever wanted to do. I've had businesses since I was like little. Yes, yes, because it's when you get thrown into survival mode, trauma hits way different, and the least little thing can create trauma or recreate trauma. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but yeah, I kind of set myself up to like be able to like kind of take care of myself without having to clock in, because I don't know, I just kind of I was built for entrepreneurship. I'm gonna say something, and y'all. I think a lot of y'all gonna get it, but I would have been so much further along in life. Forget my childhood, because my childhood dictated statistically that I would be uh, not have a not so good adulthood, right? But once I came to adulthood, or I would say years, if I had, let me see how to say this. If I had not connected with certain people, right, then I would be way further along in life. Now, even more than that, if I had connected to the right people who were supportive. But even without them, even if I was just on my own, if I had not connected with certain people, my life would be exponentially off the charts. Yeah. Because I was gifted with too many gifts and talents for it not to be. But environment matters, connections matter, who you live under the same roof with, or friends, or family. I'm trying to tell you. The greatest predictor of well being, we studied this in school a couple semesters ago. Yeah. We studied this in school a couple of semesters ago, but they were asking us what is the greatest predictor of positive, healthy well-being. You could choose from health, you could choose from money, you could choose from career, you could choose from relationships. I, I'm thinking health. Some people thinking money, relationships of all kinds. Exactly, Kiki. Way better off. Way better off. I thrive when I'm single. Like literally thrive. Even when it comes to my family, who I'm estranged from presently, when I'm like connected to them more than just a high and by kind of thing, yeah, my life don't really go nowhere. Marriages, boyfriends, like, but when I just do me, with me, by myself, for me, with me, I start thriving, and then I start falling for the okey doke, being a nice person, or start falling for the that's good, L. Girl, keep that up, cause I heard TikTok money and Facebook money real good. I heard that's real good money. So you just keep on doing what you're doing, honey. If I had the band to just branch out from YouTube, I would do it. My bandwidth has been really low, but it may pick up since I don't have nobody right now. I ain't got no family. I ain't got no local friends. I do have some good friends who are not local. Yeah, that's true. That's so true, Kiki. But I may, so the classes that I'm in right now, one of them is, it's kind of easy enough, but the other one, the workload is massive. And girl, you better get it going. That's good. Do the damn thing then. That's really good. What do you do? Tell us what you do online. But yeah, the workload is massive and very detailed. So it takes a lot of mental effort for that class. And the other one is spiritual work. So it takes a lot of emotional and mental effort for that class. I just got to make it through the next 7 weeks. Because I really could use the break. I'm excited for my senior year, though. My senior project starts the second semester. That's really what I want to get to. I'm starting to get hungry, y'all. That's so good. Both of those are good avenues. That's how I actually got on YouTube. I used to practice reading tarot on Facebook. I used to practice on them. Hey Ali, you haven't seen you in a while. How you been? But yeah, I used to practice on them because I was just on my regular page, but I know them folks over there. They like to act funny with me. So I just used to practice on them until I got comfortable doing it publicly, and then I started me a YouTube channel. But yeah, both of those are good avenues because people love animals, and tarot is very much needed. So, and then beach on the beach with your puppy. Oh yeah, I bet that's extremely serene. You're welcome to share your handles here in case people want to follow. Because I do have people who come back and watch these videos sometimes. And then, of course, we always got those monitoring spirits. What? Smashed your iPad. That's why I don't tell them nothing. That's why I don't tell them. I don't tell my folks nothing. I don't even talk to them about it. They talk to me about it. You know, trying to save my soul or whatever. But yeah, don't share nothing with them. Block all of them. Allie, you calm? That's good. Yeah, it's been a while, honey. It's been a while. You'll be seeing a little bit more of me now. You'll be seeing a bit more of me. But yeah, that's definitely cray cray. Now see, that right there is wild that you would show up because you've been blocked on something. Meaning that you knew you was up to no good when you was watching. You was sending negative energy. You was a monitoring spirit. Because unless you're a monitoring spirit who means no good, then you wouldn't even be upset about that. Ali, you, how I'm doing? I'm doing good. How you been? What you been up to? It's good that you're calm. Yeah, exactly, El. I'm trying to tell you. A monitoring spirit sending evil your way while they watching. Them the ones that get mad when they get blocked or when you set boundaries with them. Cause anybody else, they be like, oh, well, I guess she ain't want me to. Guess she ain't want me to watch, and they'll just go on about their business. Or they might try to clarify it, like, did you block me? Was there something I did? You know what I'm saying? But they wouldn't be right out angry to the point that they destroy your means of communication on the very thing that they were watching you on. Cause I guarantee you, as soon as I get off this live, see how my this has been happening some too. But as soon as I get off this live, I will be doing some cleansing, honey. Exactly. That's what I'm telling you. The stuff they be going through when they could just leave us alone, they end up going through stuff, you know. Girl, enjoy your dinner, honey. I need to be finding me some lunch. But enjoy your dinner. Thank you so much for coming through. Much love and light to you and the hubby, and congratulations. Enjoy that house. And don't forget, if you haven't already, do an energy clearing in there. And just be at peace, okay? But I'm happy for you. Girl, I think the saints are under attack, as they say. as they say in the church. But I think the highly spiritual people, some of us are really, really, really been catching it lately. Bye, Kiki. Yeah, some of us have really been catching it, honey. But I think it's moving in waves because some of our healing came later than other people, and the people who went through their healing and their I'm calling it a crash dummy phase because that's what I feel like I just went through. But I had went through the healing process, and I was in the process of integration when crash dummy hit. My whole world started going haywire and fell apart. So I don't know where you were in that journey. Um, but yeah, it's hitting in waves. Some of us are at the beginning of the healing. Some of us are in the healing. Some of us were in the integration. I'm past the integration now and past the crash dummy phase. Now it's time to settle into the evolution of the truth of who I am and just go build and build a solid foundation that no man can shake at this point, meaning no person or thing or entity can shake. So just hang in there. Call on your spirit team. Call on your spirit team. See who comes forth. It don't do no good to stand up for yourself with them. Yeah, that's why you call on your spirit team. Yeah. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. You definitely got to set boundaries and speak up for yourself. But it comes to a point where you got to put them in the hands of whoever comes forth. Sometimes it's the angels that come forth, start giving them messages. When they don't take heed to the messages, you know, then you call on your spirit team again. Sometimes it's your guides. Your guides will sit them down. They might, have a light illness. They might have something. They might need something from you they can't get from somewhere else, so that your light can shine. They don't listen to the guides, then the ancestors come forth. And if the ancestors come forth, I feel very sorry for them. Very sorry. So you standing up for yourself is giving them an opportunity to save themselves. You feel me? Yeah. It's giving them an opportunity to save themselves, child. Because they think they want it, but they don't want the smoke. They think they want the smoke, but they don't want the smoke. They don't want the smoke. Because I have seen things happen to people that have messed with me that people would not believe. I was telling them the other day, Elle, was you here when I was telling about that cop that had messed with me? Royally, like he did me dirty. Manhandled me like a manhandled me. And he ended up getting his foot chopped off. And I said he won't put his foot on nobody else's neck. So yeah, they just but this is what I started doing when people mess with me. This is what I started doing. I will stare them down. I won't say a word. I won't say a word. When people start in on me or they yelling or acting crazy, I will stare them down. And when I do speak, I speak with so much authority, but it be so quiet. It be so calm. It be so regulated. Like you can see the fear that comes over them first of all, but second of all, they bring their tone way down. They start acting like they got some sense because they know they in the presence of of God. Okay, I don't fuss, fight, or argue with nobody no more. I don't. I'm gonna look that entity that you projecting in the eye. I'm gonna see it, and I'm gonna talk to it exactly the way it needs to be talked to with authority. And they immediately come under. Yep. I used to think it was demons, but it ain't demons. And a lot of this stuff that people call things like bipolar, that's not. I mean, okay, let me, because I know people gonna start coming for me. Here's the thing: my mother was mentally ill. My mother had schizophrenic, schizoaffective disorder. I know mentally ill. Some of this stuff is excuses to project evil onto people. It's not necessarily an actual demonic spirit possessing them. It's them being controlled by an out of control ego and identity. It's them being controlled by self hate and fear. These are spirits, these are demons. Out of control identity, ego, you know what I'm saying? Anger and fear. That's mostly what you're dealing with there. And all that acting like the woman on the Exorcist movie. Yeah, I guarantee you ain't nothing real about that. I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar on it. That's just to instill fear in you. Arrogance, control, and manipulation. Exactly. Exactly. EGGZACKLY. Exactly. Okay. It's exactly what it is. That's why I don't engage it anymore. I don't give no people no pass for saying they mentally ill. I don't give no people no pass for saying they got PTSD and trauma. I have PTSD and trauma and ain't out here casting evil on people and dogging people out and yelling at them and going off on folk. I got PTSD, and if anybody should be out here wreaking havoc on society or beating up my man or whatever people who with PTSD claim they doing. No, that's you doing that because you want to. You're not punching your wife in the head because you upset from PTSD. You punching your wife in the head because you out of control on the inside, and that's your way of trying to control something. Ain't that right, Elle? For all the people that's out here wreaking havoc because they have some sort of illness or disorder, what about the people who have the same thing who ain't out here doing it? It's bullshit. Especially if you ain't getting help for it. Yeah. Yeah, you got to get to yourself, Elle. That need to be your prayer. Get into yourself. Anything, CD. Anything at all. Anything. Accountability is like a fucking enema to these people. They don't want it. Okay? But whatever you need to get to your, this is what I'm telling y'all. We cannot be up under people no more. We can't. We can't. Because they do not want to see us thriving, happy, and at peace. Because they have no peace. Peace begets peace. And if you ain't got none, baby, you gonna make everybody around you miserable, especially the people that bring peace. Especially the people that bring light. You're going to do everything in your power to snuff that light out because you hate yourself. You don't want that light shining on you. And the more that light shine, the more you see yourself, the angrier you get that the light is on. Exactly. It was several times when I was going through the things that I've gone through that I would have to look in the mirror and say, ain't nobody coming to save you. You gonna have to take responsibility for this. You gotta take responsibility for your life. You gotta take responsibility for what you did to get here, and the things you didn't do to get here. You gotta take responsibility for forgiving yourself, and fix it, move on, because they not gonna do it. They ain't gonna never say, oh, I did this to you and I'm sorry, unless it's to keep you around. But they ain't saying it because they want to change. They saying it so you won't take that light away. And imagine hating the light, but not wanting that light to leave. Now, is that not crazy? No, I got to go. One of the best things I did for myself when my family started telling me I was doing the devil's work and being demonic and all this kind of stuff. You're a diviner, this and that. The Bible say this, the Bible say that. One of the best things I did for myself was went no contact with them. This was after one of them had jumped me, physically choked me, and the rest of them acted like it wasn't no big deal. All y'all can go to hell. Well, maybe it was the devil. No, the devil didn't choke me. That nigga choked me. Forget the devil. I ain't see the devil. I saw this little light-skinned nigga with his hands around my throat. That's who choked me. So, yeah, y'all can give him a pass if you want. Especially since he want to apologize. Oh, hell no. All y'all can go to hell. And then y'all want to call me doing the devil's work? I'm just sitting here flipping cards telling people how to help yourself. But he over here choking out me, slamming his woman on the ground, beating the children. But he get a pass. But I'm doing the devil's work. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Because all y'all crazy. All of you. All of you abusive. If you're upholding an abuser, you're an abuser. Yeah. That's why I don't hang around women-centered men either. I don't hang around these women that be like, oh, guys will be guys, or why are you wearing that? Why would you put that on? You know me, and go, no. I don't hang around them kind of women. I don't be friends with them. I don't talk to them. I don't talk to women who boy crazy. No. I don't talk to women who compete with other women. I ain't finna do it. No, we ain't doing that over here. At all. We're not doing that over here. Because I already know what. Let me go tell you that I got abused. What you'll say is, well, Try to work it out. Or, well, you just gotta be sweet. You can't, you know what I mean? Mm-mm. And it's always like, even if this is happening to you and you call the cops, right? The cops will be like, or people in general always be like, well, why didn't you just leave? Or, we'll help you pack a bag, you and the kids, we'll help y'all pack up so y'all can leave. Or we'll make him leave for a day, knowing he gonna be right back there in an hour or two. Mm-mm. If you're upholding abuser, I don't care what your status is. Because you'll if you just because you're not physically putting your hands on somebody, don't mean you're not an abuser. You feel me? You feel me? So, yeah, I guess I'm gonna go find me some lunch, use the bathroom, get myself together to see maybe if I want to do or start a homework assignment. I actually could start one even if I don't finish it. I don't know. Um, but I definitely need to get moving and get some things done. Well, I may just take me a nap. Y'all still here? Yeah. Y'all still here? Do I still got my internet? Internet was down for like 2 days. Okay, y'all still here. So yeah, I hope that this rant or whatever I've been saying has helped somebody, because the time for being doormats and being used and being punched and being spiritual punching bags, all that's over with. In case ain't nobody knows, we in a whole different era of time right now. Everything is different. Everything has changed. And if you ain't changing with it, you gonna get swallowed up in this mess. Absolutely swallowed up. Putting up with stuff for the sake of putting up with it, or to say we good people, or or because it's family, or because we're afraid to step out and do something different. No, because these folks will hammer you into the ground and won't think nothing about it. Probably spit or dance on your grave. Some folks will start planning your funeral before you even dead. And trust me, I've seen it happen. Of people who their loved ones, and they was already planning. Hey, Timeless, how you doing, love? I'm glad it's a lot of light beings in the room. I'm glad that's who been in the room. It's time to protect. It's time to return to sender and protect like never before. It's time to sever ties, and it's time to. That's good. When you see yourself in that water river, walk calmly into the water. from the riverbank, walk calmly into it, and just gently just wade in it. That's your soul trying to cleanse itself from everything that you done been through. This is lucid dreaming. You can control that. If you know what you're dreaming, then that means you can control it. You're welcome, CD. I'm glad you're doing good, Timeless. Complaining don't do no good anyway, do it, honey. But when you're dreaming about that water, you just step into it very calmly, very easily, and just wade in it, Just frolic. Don't go out too deep. Just enough to just frolic. Feel the rocks and the sand under your feet. And just feel, just everything being washed away that has kept you burdened. Yeah. Because it's just time for us to let it go. You're very welcome to you. I feel so much different, y'all. Since everything I went through, I feel so much different, and I wish I could explain how. Um, I thought I was becoming bitter, but that's not it. Because I don't hate nobody, and I don't wish hate on nobody. I just drew the line, and it's not a floating line like it used to be, right? There was a floating line that it depended on who it was and what type of relationship or connection it was, that at some point, if you cross this line, then it's over. I'm done. I don't want nothing to do with you, right? But that line depended. But now the line is just there, and it don't matter who it is or detached. That part. That right there, Miss L. Yeah. Yeah. That. Ain't no, forget second chances. You don't even get a first chance with me. I'm reading energy off the bat. I ain't giving no more benefit of doubt. Ain't gonna be nowhere. Maybe this is a decent human. No, everybody is an indecent human until I determine otherwise. Yeah. I still feel all the emotions, but they ain't gonna know. And even if I let them know, the emotions ain't attached to them. The emotions are coming from me releasing crap. But yeah, everybody's an indecent human until I determine otherwise. You are not to be trusted, human. You just ain't. You feel me? It ain't about being a diplomat. It ain't about being, oh, you got to be kind to make it in this world. Who out there being kind? Nobody, the people, but the people that's getting ran over, scammed, abused, misused. It ain't getting us nowhere. But more of the same. And what do I owe you? I just met you. I didn't gave out all the pounds of flesh I'm gonna give. I just met you. I don't know you. What do I owe you? Nothing. That's why I don't do free readings no more. Nobody really appreciated it when I did, but a few people. But honey, when I stopped doing free readings, when I say folks started scattering like roaches when the light come on, when I log in, all them supporters I had disappeared. Only a handful remained. My lives used to be jumping. Then it was the same people. Come on, get a reading every time, burn up my energy. Then I couldn't help new people, right? And then I say, let's leave some slots for people who haven't had a reading before. Still doing free reading. They stop showing up. Like, it's just, folks will use you to the max. They will burn your light out and leave you desolate and broken. I want y'all to watch two documentaries, especially if you're a black woman over 40, but especially over 50. Okay? I want you to find this streaming somewhere. I want you to find the story of Zora Neale Hurston and the story of Nina Simone. Very prolific black women in history. Both died in poverty. Nina Simone and Zora Neale Hurston. Two of the brightest lights we ever had. Whole Truman Show cast and canceled next season with all of them. I know that's right. I know that's right. Yeah. I done gave away all I'm gonna give for free. I ain't giving away no more free energy. Ain't giving away no more free pussy. I ain't giving away no more free food. No more free nothing. Everything gonna cost. And it may not necessarily be money, but it's gonna cost you something. Y'all feel me? I know I done went through these cards. Maybe it's the way I'm spreading them when I You say you made those changes too. I know that's right, ma'am. I'm trying to tell you, light workers, empaths, kind people. Even if you don't have spiritual gifts, if you're a kind-hearted person, it's time to draw the line, baby, and leave it there. It's time to draw the line and leave it there. 111. That's the third time today I done seen 111. So I know I'm in sync with what I'm supposed to be doing and saying today. Even though I haven't done any readings. I done come and done what I was supposed to do. That's my third 111. Now it's time for me to get off and go find something to do with my life. I've been on here 2.5 hours. Rambling. Oh man, I got to work later on too. Child, that's a patriarchal thing. They feel entitled to sex because the patriarchy told them they deserve it just because they have a penis. There don't have to be nothing special about you. Anything with a hole will do. But again, they think because you're nice and because you're kind that you should want them. And nobody else wants them. And nobody else will let them. So since you're nice and kind, or since you're a light worker or a light being and they can sense your light and your energy, is why wouldn't she give me some? Yeah. We're going to have to get right, y'all. We can't make no more excuses for how people treat us. And I say that to mean it's not our fault the way they treat us, because everybody they know what they doing. Don't let nobody fool you like they don't know what they doing when they mistreat you. They always know, and they do it on purpose. Nobody's, oh, I was angry, so I did. Oh, I was hurt, so I did. No, you knew exactly what you're doing, and the shit was probably premeditated. You were just waiting until you got angry enough to say it or do it. Okay? People know exactly what they're doing when they hurt you. There is never an accident. It's not. So that's the first thing we got to get out of our head. The second thing is, it somehow. No, it was not my fault. You hurt me. How is it my fault you hurt me? No, I won't take no responsibility for that at all. Okay? But what I will take responsibility for is never letting that shit happen again. And making sure that you know that I know that you's a fucking idiot and a fool for doing what you did to me. And you'll never get the chance again. That part. Y'all feel me? Let me know you feel me so I can get up from here and go eat. CD, L, it's going to be all right as long as we draw the line and we leave it there. Draw the line and leave it. And don't let nobody talk you out of your power. They'll beat it out of you if they could. Y'all hear me? All right, CD, you listening? Okay. Let us think about getting to where we are on our own. Not in a way that we are completely trying to cut everybody off or yeah. What we're doing is getting to where we're standing on our own 2 feet, where nobody can take nothing from us, okay? And we don't need them for nothing, all right? And we don't feel like we owe them anything. We've given as much as we're going to give to people that are ungrateful, all right, and uncaring. All right? Nobody playing with our mind, playing with our hearts, none of that stuff. All right? That's what we're searching out over the next few months. How can I be completely self-sufficient? Okay? I believe in us. All right? So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off and go grab me something to eat before I get my stuff done and run and pick up my groceries so I can get ready for you learned a lot today. Wonderful. So have I. A lot of times when I be running my mouth, I be teaching myself too, girl. Honestly, I talk to myself as much as I'm talking to y'all. So, but yeah, that's what we doing. Self-sufficiency on full tilt, 100%. All right. Okay, well, this has been real. This has been fun. I got to empty my bladder too. Okay. Well, in that case, I'm Jua. You've been read in a different way. Okay. I'll catch up with y'all later. CD and love and hugs. Okay. See y'all later. Take good care of yourselves. What's today? Monday? I'll see y'all probably like Wednesday. Try to come in on the evening time. Okay? Very welcome. Thank you, CD. Very welcome, love. All right. Y'all be good. Bye-bye.